Everybody stand for the pledge, please. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, January 6, 2026, Farmland Town meeting. Rules of the meeting: if you want to address the board, you must step up to the podium and introduce yourself. Citizens' comments will be at the end of the meeting. You guys have a chance to read the minutes from December 3rd, 2025.
I have make a motion, we accept them as
Second.
presented.
And the December 29th minutes.
Likewise.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bank reconciliation for November 2025. Do I have a motion?
You signed it.
Okay, I'll make the motion since I signed it earlier.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Payroll allowance docket for the month of 2025.
I make a motion, we accept it as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, overtime for the month of December 2025.
Second.
Make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Jill Curry from Flies and Van Brink Engineering.
Yeah, thank you. I gotta hand this out and then I'll go over to here. So I got a couple, this is kind of just an overview of my talking points. And then this is just the draft letter that I'm gonna go through. I have the actual version of that letter on your letterhead. I'll have Marcy got it for me here. So, and then last but not least, here is the timeline that accompanies that letter. It is the actual compliance plan timeline. Sorry, got so many papers. Killed a tree. Sorry. I gotta give everyone their copy. So, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So that on top of the sheet that says utility preliminary engineering report. So you all probably remember me from past meetings. We are your engineers working on the town's preliminary engineering reports for the drinking water, wastewater, and stormwater system. So you received your Okra grant, I think last fall, August timeframe. And so we are working on the reports. We have drafts of those reports due to Okra by March 31st. And we will probably request a special meeting in April to talk through some of those preliminary recommendations. And then following that, we have some time to make changes, amend the studies, finalize them, and then the actual final documents are due by June 30th of this year. So, and then you guys will close out that grant with Okra with Greg Beimer and the Mike Klein Peters team by September 30th. So there will be one final public hearing where we present the final results of the studies in probably the July to August timeframe. So, but in the meantime, we'll have a meeting in April and we'll continue to kind of talk through options for the different utilities and what our results kind of conclusions are. So my main purpose for coming tonight, though, is specifically related to wastewater. You all know you're under an agreed order with IDEM for compliance, and you have quarterly updates due to IDEM. I've sent letters in the past. I wanted to give you tonight's update and also kind of generally talk through wastewater system things that have been going on. This past year, we did smoke testing on the system. We've done field work to GPS and sort of map out the system quite a bit better and mark down what improvements have been made throughout the wastewater collection system over the past 25 years, essentially. And what we've been doing with Andy is trying to identify some locations where televising will take place. We are going to, within the grant money, we have set aside a portion of our contract grant money to do some televising, in particular where we suspect there might be cross connections with storm drains or the county drains. Because what happens is during a rain event, all that storm water can rush right in, if it's connected, can rush right into the wastewater system. And then Andy says pretty instantaneously, his flow meter out at the lagoons, your wet weather flows, all that clear storm water that shouldn't be getting into the sanitary sewers, it just spikes immediately. So there's a couple reasons for that. One could be that there are some of these drains in town connected to the sanitary pipes, and they shouldn't be. So we have just gone through here tonight our kind of conclusions of where we would like to do additional televising. So we will request quotes for that, and then probably in February, possibly if the contractor's available, try and get that televising done in February if we can. So we have those locations. The one thing I did not pass out is one thing I'm going to have Marcy or somebody post is some warning to customers in town, residents, to shut their toilet seats the day of the televising, because what's going to happen is the company is going to jet the sewer lines. I don't think, Andy doesn't suspect we'll have problems, but sometimes when the sewers in town are shallow, when they're jetting and cleaning those sewers before they put the camera through, it can cause some gurgling in toilets or even some water to splash up out of toilets. So I have a little warning language that can be posted on Facebook well in advance. Even we could take flyers door to door if we need to, or put something on the utility bill, something when we know the contractor might be in town, just to give customers and residents in town a notice to just what they. So I have a little bit of I'll just leave one with you. Okay. But just wanted to let you know we're probably going to do something, a little language, get the word out to people before that televising takes place. Because we have had some problems in the past. You guys probably know. So all that to say, then that brings us to what are our next priority action steps. First of all, the compliance plan update due to IDEM. What I have explained in that letter that you have in front of you, and I can kind of read portions of it here. It basically says actions we have implemented so far. You all are working with us on the preliminary engineering study for the wastewater system. For the collection system, we've done a lot of this field work. We kind of outline what work we've done, and that we're going to be doing some additional televising. And then, so that's one reason that we really want to make sure, if we can identify where these cross connections are, we want to make sure we incorporate into these plans that are going to be done the appropriate action that would need to be taken to fix your sanitary system to keep it a little bit tighter from these stormwater inflows, right? So if we find some good connections, we'll make some recommendations in your studies for costs for how to make those improvements and get that storm flow off your wastewater system. Secondly, when we look at treatment, we are going to be looking at your existing lagoons. So you are not in compliance with some of your NPDES permit. So your permit limits that IDEM has given you, they have permitted you to make certain discharge into the waterway after your wastewater is treated. And the reason you're under an agreed order is because you are not complying with that and continue to struggle in some of those areas. And we'll go through more of that, what that is. And I think overall, lagoon treatment systems in Indiana have struggled, and we kind of talked to you all about this a little bit. We are coming up with recommendations to what would need to be done if you kept your lagoon systems for the long term. What would need to be done to try and comply with IDEM? Is there a technology that would help us, meet those limits? And lagoon systems struggle, so we're going to come up with options for that. We're also going to have to come up with an option in the engineering study. If we had to convert the lagoons to a mechanical plant, what would that look like? And obviously it would be a cost and some ongoing mechanical costs as well. And then, in particular, if we ever applied to the state revolving fund loan program for funds, they require us to look at the option of what would it be if you had to regionalize. Is there even a regional option that you could look at for sanitary sewer treatment? So, stepping back, we have looked at, and we've looked at this in all these other PERs we've worked with other similar communities. One option we've talked to about putting a cost estimate to, it's not an option that's necessarily going to be recommended, but we have to evaluate it, would be if we regionalize for sanitary sewer treatment with Parker City. So I will say I have been to some of the Parker City Council meetings in the last several months because they were also applying to do some study of their utilities, and they just last month got awarded for the same grant you guys have from Okra now. They just got awarded to study their wastewater system and study their water system and study their stormwater system. So they have a mechanical plant, but it's a trickling filter treatment system, which is a kind of a technology that IDEM doesn't see as much anymore, and in fact it's just not as common anymore, and it hasn't had a lot of major upgrades since the 1990s. So for both of you, as we work on studies, we're going to look at a regional option, and I have a little map here. The regional option we would probably look at would be potentially a treatment plant close to the school somewhere. Parker City already takes all the sanitary sewer from the school, so there it's right here. Yeah, if you want to pass those out. It's just so you can see, kind of generally speaking. Again, this is not necessarily what's going to be the result of the study, but we talked to Andy and we talked to Jimmy, and so we are going to look at the red pipes would be basically where the sewage from both towns would be sent towards the school. The yellow dot or box there would be, and it may not be located exactly there, but in that general area, we could build a mechanical plant to serve both towns, both flows from both towns there, and then discharge through the green line down to the river, the treated wastewater. Potentially. So this is an option we're going to put a cost estimate and a little bit of research behind. And it may not be this exact layout and scenario, but high level, this is what we're initially thinking. We've talked to Andy, we've talked to Jimmy. One thing we have to do for both your scenario, if you had your own mechanical plant to replace lagoons, or if there was a mechanical plant there at the school, we have to ask IDEM, if we did this, how would we have to treat the wastewater? What would our preliminary effluent limits be for this treated wastewater so that it's acceptable to discharge to the river? Okay, so we have a couple of applications that we're going to send into IDEM to just request some high-level information about these preliminary effluent limits. So what you have on your handout there in front of you at the bottom, and what I wanted to show you, was for farmland, you currently have your lagoons there that are 165,000 gallons a day capacity, flow capacity, design capacity. But you look, the second bullet there, it says dry months. During dry months, your whole town is sending about 57,000 gallons a day to 79,000 gallons a day out to the plant. But when a wet weather day hits, it goes from 57,000 to 276,000. It's 5 times the flow in a wet weather day going to the plant. 5 to, 6 or 7 times the flow immediately during a rain event. So that's what we're trying to track down. It is very hard to find the stormwater connections. And one of the recommendations in our study will probably be that the town continue to take action towards making sure homeowners don't have their gutters or sump pumps connected to the sanitary sewer system as well. So there's some letters, some communication, and maybe some ordinance changes that could also be done to help that. But we need to try and find if there are storm drains or the county drains connected as well. So we're trying to see if we can figure that out. It is typically very hard to find that. So what we are going to do is request of IDEM, if our lagoons cannot handle this wet weather and we can't find where this wet weather inflow is coming from, and we have to build our own mechanical plant eventually, we would ask probably what would it be if we had a 300,000 gallons per day plant and a peak design flow of 1.2 million gallons. And that is because and that's just kind of for how the equipment, and we can explain more in April about the design and what it would look like, but we would have a peaking factor of 4. That's what that PF means, is a peaking factor of 4. 4 times your daily flow in case you have these wet weather events and in case it continues to spike even higher over time and we just can't. And there's growth in town, so we need to, also have that capacity in there, okay? So that's what we would be requesting, just some initial data for, so we can design a plant of that size. If we looked at a regional plant, the last paragraph there on that page is about the regional plant. If we did a farmland plus Parker combined flow, it would be 300,000 from farmland, 250,000 from Parker, plus some potential growth if there was any, a little bit of extra flow potential for growth. So a 600 gallon per day plant with a 2 million gallon peak factor, which just means it can handle a peak for whatever reason, wet weather, etc. Okay, so I'm just kind of wanted to present to you tonight that this is kind of we're going to, in our letter to IDEM here, I've outlined these 3 options we're looking at, because IDEM's big issue with you is your treatment. And so they're going to want to know, how are you dealing with treatment? But they also know you have a wet weather issue, so they want to know how we're trying to tackle this collection system wet weather flow. So I've outlined in this letter those 3 options. Keep our lagoons. What can we do to keep our lagoons? Mechanical plant. If we have to go to a mechanical plant, what would that look like? And then the regional option. But I have requested, if you look on the second page of that letter or the back of the page, I've told them under our milestone deadlines, I said, due to the additional televising and storm sewer cross-connection investigations, as well as this regional investigation, we have lengthened our timeline for finalizing the study, because initially our study was supposed to be done and we were supposed to keep moving on potentially a project in March, April of this year. I'm giving us some more time to, if we need to discuss with Parker City, if we need to continue to move ahead, I wanted to give us some more time to take really the rest of this year to assess options and try and find these storm sewer cross connections. And so then before we would move into any construction, we would have all of next year as well to continue to design and hopefully finalize funding applications, and then probably for 2028 before we would move into any heavy construction. But that would mean that our wastewater treatment improvements, if we ever did anything to the plant, either regionalize, improve our lagoons, or do a mechanical plant, it wouldn't be online and be working to serve the wastewater needs of the town until probably April of 2029. And that's what IDEM has in their mind. When are your limits going to be met for what you're discharging? They want to know, when are you going to be in compliance? And that's what this compliance plan is. So I've told them our compliance plan now is pushed out about 6 to 8 months there, basically. And I expect they will approve it. You guys have been very good about regularly turning in your updates. So we'll see if they push back on this at all, but this is kind of what we've outlined. So, and we will provide our next progress report. In a short 3 months, we will give them another report. And by that time, we'll have our televising. By that time, we'll have some of these initial bits of detail. And then I expect, especially by the July update we give them, hopefully we will know more if we're continuing discussions with Parker City, if we think we're going to need to do something at the lagoons, just with the lagoons, or if we're going to go more in a direction of a mechanical plant. But this year, we're going to still continue to try and investigate and make some decisions, and try and tell IDEM what those decisions are. And these compliance plans, they change over time. I mean, there may be something we say, we need to try and do all this collection system work here, and just some little things at the lagoons first, as a first phase. And then we later do a second phase. So there's always changes we make as we learn more. So I have requested basically, I have the letter here on letterhead. Well, I gotta find it. I'm sorry. I think it's right over here. Hold on, Marcy. I did see. She told me to take it and because I wouldn't lose it. But it's either here. It's right here. That's right. I put it in the bottom so I wouldn't lose it. So here is the letter on letterhead. If I could have it signed, and I will get this submitted to IDEM unless you have other questions. It's just basically updating them that this is our process. No conclusions have been made yet. We're still investigating. So. But do you have questions for me? That's kind of the high level overview. The timeline, you'll see in red on the spreadsheet I gave you. The items in red are basically what I just explained to you. I have shifted dates, and I have to provide that spreadsheet with the red changes in it and explanation to them of our
I would
changes.
assume that there would be a like study also taking place with Parker City.
Yes. We are completing a wastewater plan for them. And one important thing is in chapter 5 of the engineering study, we do something called a life cycle cost analysis. So we take all the options and all the costs and we say, what is going to really be the best long-term benefit to each town? So I only bring up the regional option because we have to do it. The agencies require it. But also because we have to see if it's truly going to be a long-term benefit to each town to do something like a regional option, or if it's more expensive to do that than it would be just to each continue to have your own treatment systems. So yes, likewise, and their plans are due to be finished late summer probably. And really, we've already sort of been working with them a little bit. So I think timing-wise, it works well. But it may very well not be the best option. I have 2 examples I can provide. Down in southern Indiana, south central, town of Morgantown and Brown County Water, they did, town of Morgantown decided to decommission its wells and no longer have its own water treatment plant, and instead purchase water from Brown County Water because that was a cheaper option for them. And what ended up happening is because SRF, State Revolving Fund, likes those type of regional projects, they ended up getting about 75% of their project funded with grant. And so they only had to take out about less than $1 million of it, I think, was a loan of a $3 million project. So they got some Okra grant and then some State Revolving Fund. And that's why the long-term option, the long-term option for them was good to regionalize, but they also in the end end up getting more grant money because, they don't have to have their own certified water operator. Brown County Water does. They just have to have somebody who can do the distribution system. They don't have to have somebody running wells every day, somebody running a water plant. Now, I will say we have another example, 2 towns in Shelby, Decatur County, where we looked at the exact same scenario, and they are, Brown County Water and Morgantown were pretty close together in their connection location. These other 2 towns were more like you in Parker City, a little bit further apart. And we looked at that to see if it was feasible for them to regionalize. And it was more expensive to regionalize. So it was not the correct plan. And they were, I think, about 4 or 5 miles apart. So I don't know what ultimately we'll find out, but we have to look at the option. And I only bring it up because knowing that they do have treatment needs and you have treatment needs, we'll look at it, see if it's even feasible. The only other thing I'll bring up, and Andy can probably speak to this as well, is one trend we've seen around the state is finding good water and wastewater operators and finding them that can pass the IDEM licensing process, because IDEM does not have a very high passing rate on their water and wastewater operator exams lately. Sometimes it's hard to find water and wastewater operators. And Andy's not retiring today, Jimmy's not retiring in Parker City, but eventually you both will have, and all of us retire from our jobs eventually. So as time goes on, there are some efficiencies with operations that if you have one plant, obviously you need just one operator, or there's some efficiencies. There's electrical cost savings if you both just have one, one electrical location that's really, because mechanical plants can be quite expensive to operate and run with electrical and chemicals and all of that. But that's all what we'll look at in this life cycle cost benefit analysis for both you guys and your options, and we'll look at it likewise for them. So I'm going to their council meeting on Thursday. I'm going to kind of give them some similar details I just gave you, because they also have a compliance update going to IDEM, and I'm going to explain some of the same stuff to IDEM on their behalf. So, but you both will have your own life cycle cost analysis, because you both will have different alternatives, completely different alternatives. So, other questions? I didn't mean to talk that long, but I always talk more than anybody wants me to. So, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Jill.
you. City building. Received 1782 notice on December 30th, 2025. Signed and emailed to DLGF on January 2nd.
So what that is just the budget.
Okay. Office closed on January 19th, 2026 for Martin Luther King's birthday. Community Cleanup Day.
That's what you guys tabled from the year-end meeting.
Have we heard any more about any dates or any plans from the county?
I think they're wanting to hear from you guys.
Okay, that's what I thought. As I expressed in the meeting the other day, I'm all for it, and I think our town would benefit from participating in this. And whether we, commit to that countywide community or we do it town specific, it might be easier for us to make it a more of a town specific cleanup date.
What do you think?
And I'd like to see us maybe negotiate a little bit with Best Way that they could have some additional dumpsters available.
Well, we don't have to negotiate with Best Way because that's what they're providing. They're providing bags and buckets and everything.
They are? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see. But I think it'd be good for us in this spring, early spring, to do that as a town-wide. And do everything we can to encourage the citizens of farmland to try to improve
Clean things up.
clean it up.
And we'll start at my house.
Susie
I think
said,
it's a good deal.
Susie said to bag you.
Yeah, so she give me a bag.
Is that a cleanup day where you
Yes.
clean up?
Yes. If you just drive around a little bit, you see some properties that are,
I know.
Yeah.
I take a bag when I walk my dog,
yeah,
about every 2 months, but go after Thursday.
I got a good one down for me.
Yeah.
And down from you.
We need a motion.
You guys need to decide if you want to do that and what you want to do. I mean, she gave 4 different options
Yeah.
here.
I like option 2, town-specific cleanup. We could organize, try to get involved, the people of the town to get more involved with it.
Then option 3 also says that if we'd want to have a dumpster where people could dump stuff in the dumpster. I mean, the dumpster we had out here for the town, people dumped in it every single
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
And that probably
They
should
use the
be,
recycles for dumpsters too.
Yeah, they do.
And that probably on that day should be a manned, as she recommends here. We don't, if we're gonna do this town-wide, then we don't want every John Q. citizen out here in the
To
county
dump their oil in there.
dump their oil, or what they do down there at the recycle, it needs to be. Now, I think it's important that we would emphasize it on that occasion, that whatever could be recycled should be recycled, but not to use those recycle bins as they do as trash dumpsters.
I know when I worked for the town, we did the trash or the cleanup.
Yeah,
We had 4 dumpsters at the fire station, and we constantly was packing them down during a similar day to what you guys are talking about
Yeah.
doing.
if we did this manned dumpster service, would the fire department be available to?
Oh, you never know. We might be able to get something to happen.
Okay.
We got some pretty good guys.
Yep.
Some of them.
So that option 3.
I would say 2 and 3.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a motion, we do options 2 and 3.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, along with that, I guess maybe we ought to anticipate a date. And maybe through the water bill, this could be advertised.
Or text my gov.
Yeah.
There's more and more people signing up for
Are
this, so
there?
that is
Good.
actually a really good way for me to get word out there.
Okay.
What's that for, Mercy?
Text my gov. It's where I send texts, like if there's an emergency for water shut off or something.
Oh, I get it on the phone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thinking like April?
I was thinking April.
Sounds like a good idea.
Somebody set a date.
Hold on, let me look.
I'll make Susie's up here to help.
Usually do it in the spring or summer,
Yeah, I was talking April.
April. On a Saturday,
Yeah, I think it should be a Saturday.
and get kids involved.
Yeah. Probably not Easter weekend wouldn't be a
When's Easter?
good, the 5th,
Unless you're picking up eggs.
yeah. Easter's the 5th.
I would
this
say the
year.
11th.
Yes,
Which is a
Saturday.
I'm gonna make a motion, we set it for April the 11th. And
What's that?
do we need a start time of like 8?
I don't know all that detail.
Okay.
I'll talk to her and find out.
Okay,
Walk the roadsides.
Is it just a 1-day deal?
It can be whatever. It
Or
can be
could it
whatever
be
you
like
want.
that weekend?
I'm assuming it could probably be the weekend.
yes, why not? 11th and 12th. I guess for the manned dumpsters, it could be the 11th and 12th, but could you extend that?
I just
For
think
the-
there's
for the
probably some
week?
people that work Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be extended for the week of the 11th?
Well, then you got to think about having it manned.
Well,
I mean, because I was in here painting and people were pulling up out here dumping stuff in the dumpster.
I told you you gotta call it.
Jordy.
Do they have to show a water bill or something? When at Ridgeville, we had people coming from in the country and everywhere.
See, that would be terrible. Yeah. I
that's
think
what
they
I'm
would have-
afraid of, yeah.
Yeah, because then
Yeah.
we'd have people coming from all over, so they don't have to pay to have it dumped.
Yeah. And then if you left it overnight, it'd be sitting there in front of the gate. You know, you
But unless somebody's gonna man it all night, you're gonna have that.
Maybe we only have the dumpster for one day.
The 11th.
function is just to collect extra garbage,
Clean up.
clean up.
Town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's personal cleanup,
Yeah.
not like divide the roads out 2 miles out.
I think that's what they wanted for countywide, was to
Yes.
Okay.
to reach out and go beyond your own property.
Is it called out what the goals and objectives are?
It just says, well, I'll give you a copy of this.
Perfect.
Do we,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
do we wanna put some restrictions on that? I mean, do we wanna collect washers and dryers and refrigerators and
No, I
I
don't
think we
so.
need to put some restrictions on it, that we don't want appliances or anything such as that.
That's all recyclable stuff anyway. The big items like that, I just got rid of them.
Or you can have one dumpster for just your metal stuff.
We could do that. I mean, I'm just saying, if you set a dumpster out there, then we put refrigerators and stoves and dryers and everything else in it.
Could that add to your scrap pile?
Yeah. We can have one dumpster for that, and then we get all the money for that. I just had Burton's bring theirs over.
Just gotta be careful with refrigerators.
Huh?
You gotta be careful with
Yeah.
refrigerators.
Kind of free on,
Yeah.
and air conditioners.
Well, why don't I talk to her and tell her the dates that we're looking at, and get her feedback and tell her what we're interested in.
Then we can, in February meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to be butting heads with them, or
right.
we really want to compliment them.
Absolutely.
So I guess if we're going to work with them, then you wouldn't have to be so restricted on who's dumping. You know, if it's a countywide thing, I guess. But
Does the landfill have any play in it?
I don't think so.
No.
But they might.
They had restrictions at Ridgeville,
I would think
what
they
they would take and what
want to
they
be
wouldn't.
really involved in this to protect their exposure. I mean, most your highways, though, your garbage is from the landfill, blows out of trucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
First one comes to mind.
it actually says there under point 4 that combining the service, they're interested in doing that to provide the dumpster service.
They are.
Yeah. And the council would, you know, prefer it to be a litter cleanup day.
So the landfill is providing.
Somebody's
Waste
looking-
management. Yeah.
Is it waste management?
That's
or-
who. That's who did it for us. For our shredding and everything.
Yeah, it would be. in
And
the
that's who
best
she
interest.
worked for.
Oh yes, yeah.
She works.
So
for
they
them?
probably
Okay.
contract with them.
Oh, that's probably what's behind it all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, it'd be a good idea. We've kind of set a date. Let her talk to them
And I'll just say have something at the next meeting.
Yes.
I'll have more information.
and
at
how
the
we're
next meeting.
gonna
Okay.
John, I have a copy if you want to keep
coordinate
that.
that.
So we're thinking April 11th
April 11th and 12th.
and 12th. Okay. Got nothing for historical farmland, right?
Nope.
Police,
Nothing.
nothing.
Melvin's still out.
Streets, nothing. Or
Yes. Number 2.
okay, 2:00 meeting on Friday, January 16th, 2026 to open CCMG bid.
For you 3. For sure.
I've got
Put it
my
in your
calendar.
calendars.
You got it?
I might forget it, but
I know you will.
I know.
Which bid is it?
The new community crossing for the new new roads we're going to be doing. So the bids.
Mulberry Elm, have they already bid it?
No, it's being bid now. We're opening bids on the 16th.
Because I wanted to talk to them about doing the lane.
Yeah, that would probably have to be when it's after it's awarded. Then you talk to the person.
The person that's
Who gets the bid.
Okay.
Okay, we got nothing for fire?
Yeah.
He gave him.
You got a whole report.
Oh, okay,
You get me.
okay.
I don't know what I'm supposed to give you all, but I was told I have to come up here and.
They usually have a check with them.
I got a
And
penny.
you pay the clerk.
I got a penny. Does that work?
Do I need to go get the checkbook?
You do.
Just
And
want
ours
to.
takes credit cards.
My name's Jeff Willen. For, I guess, John, you're the only one that don't know me.
John, help.
Pleasure to meet you.
Ballpark.
I was elected the 2026 fire chief of this year, and I just wanted to let y'all know what I was thinking to start the year out, how we're going to move. My chief deputy is Melvin Ott. Assistant chief is Cody Harmon. Jordan's going to be my first captain. Robert Ford is my second captain. Cole Osgood, my first lieutenant, and Mike Hallett, my second lieutenant. And then Justin Gillespie was elected as the president. Jordan stuck with treasurer. You know, that's one of those positions. Once we get it, we don't like to let it go. And then Zach Lee is going to be our board member at large. For my goals this coming month, I know I need to do some truck maintenance. I got to put a couple batteries in a couple trucks, and then find out what's going on with engine 31. I got to contact Hoosier Fire and find out why that's not been addressed or fixed at this time. If we're with a hydrant, it'll work, but if I have to draft it, it ain't going to work. And then I'd like to begin the FEMA process for the FEMA grants. When I was fire chief back in 05 and 06, I was able to get the fire department quite a bit of equipment applying for those grants, so I'd like to do that again. With that, if I do happen to get awarded, I would need help with the matching. I think it's 20% or 30% of whatever we go for. And unfortunately, I talked to the grant writer. I know you've talked to somebody about down at Pendleton. So the grant writer got that truck. I talked to him. We're close on being able to get trucks, but not there yet. The only truck that he said he can get us with a shadow of a doubt would be a new brush truck, because ours are what they call homemade, even though they're perfectly good what we do. So right now the truck, trying to go for the FEMA grant, I don't think we'd qualify, but I will talk to him again to find out his thoughts. What I feel our needs are is air packs. Last time we've done air packs was when I was chief. I mean, we put a couple in there every once in a while, but nothing full blown like I would like. And then a gear extractor, which is basically a big old washer to get the carcinogenics out of the gear. FEMA's real big on that. Their safety. And radios. I inherited a radio poor department. I've got an officer right now that don't have radios at all. I've got some that doesn't have the right to talk to the dispatch. So that's another thing. I'd like to put those 3 things on the list to try to update us and get moving. And then if I'm crazy enough to be chief again next year and get elected, I'd like to go for the gear grant, because that's everything. Everybody would be helmet, gloves, everything that you could think of a guy would need would be included on that. So that brings us up to all compliant on that. And then my last is the new fire truck. It's my understanding the current wish of the new engine exceeds the amount of money that we've talked about. And I would like to reconvene a truck committee and try to look at different options to try to lessen the blow on that, see what we can do to make it feasible. All the options there is available to make it work. And I don't have the run count for what we did last year or anything, but if you guys want that, I mean, I can get that for you as well. So.
The last quarter wasn't very much.
No, we didn't have money at all, which
Was more first responders then.
Well, and we're going to run a few more first responders because
I've heard.
our EMS building is staffed by all women except for one, the way I understand, and they're all young little gals that can't lift hefty guys like me. So we'll see.
That puts the burden on the town.
Hmm.
Did we just buy radios a couple years ago?
We keep buying radios. That's what I
So
talked
there
to him
was
about.
some radios purchased because we had to do the 700 megahertz system, and there's some US or UHF series that we've done also, but we have several that's broke. So and that's why we're in the need we're at. Anything else?
Well, hopefully, we can get engine 31 where we can use it for.
Yep.
All fires.
Yes, all fires.
That way we don't wear out 32. Absolutely.
It's a pump on the draft.
It's yes. There's luckily our water in farmland is super hard, so it's really hard on the fittings, and I'm sure they're going to have to replace several more to make it work. And get the seal, the mechanical seals on it and everything.
Now, you talked about that equipment grant. Is it too late
No, it's getting ready to happen.
to address that for 2026?
For what I'm wanting to do, I mean,
For that,
for equipment also, for
the
PPE.
turnout.
Oh no, you can put. That's the problem. I mean, I was trying to go the least amount, so the match is not great. I think
Okay.
when I was chief, of course, that was a couple years ago. I think it was $60,000 the town helped me with, if memory
Okay.
serves me right.
Okay.
That the town paid 60.
Yes, but we got almost $1 million.
Yeah.
So
That can't come out of 2026 budget.
Okay.
so I was looking at more,
Okay.
something lot less, to see what we can do.
I guess I didn't realize the match would be that much.
Well, I mean, it depends how much you want to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of equipment.
And honestly, what I put on there, I don't think it would be that bad.
How many,
The air packs would be the most expensive.
I was
It
gonna
all
say, how many air
depends just on
packs are
equipment.
you looking at?
Well, if you replace them all, let's see, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15.
About
We'll say 16, 17 air packs
I don't
with a
think
spare
we can-
bottle.
I don't think we can do that, this year, And we're, see what the legislature does this year with Senate Bill 1, and we, we're like all the other municipalities guessing what it's gonna be like next year.
Right.
Well, I talked to him about, if we take some of that money to do the match, then that just cuts back on their budget that we have already budgeted for 2026.
Yes.
So it just depends on how much that they're looking at spending
Yeah.
that I can pull out of different places in their budget because they have several line items of funds.
But they also have to have
Yeah.
funding to get through the year.
But well, I mean, one of them is gear for $10,000 each year. Yeah, so I mean that's $10,000 sitting right
Right.
there.
That won't go very far.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
But I
but
mean,
just,
if we
yeah.
get a grant and use it as the matching,
Yeah.
then that's
Yeah.
going to help.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is any of the budget discretionary? Or is it all committed?
You got committed out to different line items, but
Yeah.
each line item's kind of discretionary of what we might
There,
need.
there's some that I
Always
don't let
spend
them use.
100%,
Yeah.
Never carry over.
Did we use it all last year?
Used almost all of it. Well, not quite.
In the past, on the radios, the county has assisted with that. Is there any hope of that?
I'll ask, but
It doesn't hurt to ask.
there's a couple of local places I might be able to go get some funding too from in the area.
Yeah.
It's just being resourceful and
Yeah.
creative, being a
Right.
creative writer.
Because I know in the past, I think Chris has been able to.
My last question, you do 2 fundraisers a year with the fish fry?
We have the fish fry and then we have the street fair.
Okay.
And
What they average?
About $2,000 a piece. You don't make a lot, but
The fair is more pushing 4,000 profit sometimes on good years, but that's all with the weather. It's
And you need more than double digits.
Yep.
I love fundraisers.
we do too.
We do, I've been involved in different ones, but one, I don't know how Indiana laws are though, but one that always generates a lot of money is gun raffles.
They're
Liberty,
legal.
And you do it for like 6 months,
Union County does that.
the county does a gun raffle.
Well, the fire departments, the two
Yeah.
fire departments, yeah,
Oh, they do now already? Oh, okay.
they do well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's amazing, the cash they generate.
All you need to do is, and Andy has his FFA, so you know you can federal firearms license.
So you're already doing it with another fire department?
We're not doing the gun raffle. It's Union County Fire Department
Or Union County?
down at
Okay.
Liberty and West College Corner.
Okay.
They sell their tickets, and then at the beginning of the first year, they'll raffle a gun off each month. Yes, so they raffle off 12 guns.
Wow, nice.
Actually, no, it was each week.
It's each week, yeah.
52
They do,
winners.
yeah, each week.
Gun a week.
They do a huge one at Jay County. It's like 100 guns.
Yep.
And they
You
raise,
can do it any way you want. You can do it one time
yeah.
and do 20 guns. I mean, there's
Yep.
whatever you want
Yeah.
to generate. But I'm just thinking that's something that it's easy to get people to throw 20 or 50 and
I think Parker,
make
yeah,
money.
Parker
just
gives a
did
gun away every year.
Did they?
They just did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was either that. I think they could.
Oh,
do-
their Halloween party. Their
yeah.
fall
that was
party.
The drawing. Yeah.
I'd like to see the fire department try to become a little helpful by doing something like this. Just get the community more involved in financing some of this.
I like the way you think.
That's
Well,
why I bring him.
I mean, the gun raffle, that will make, I agree with John, it will, you'll make money.
Well, you don't, and what's your other option? Increase taxes.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that. I mean, you do it on a voluntary basis, people feel good about it. So your goal is to raise money and not hurt people.
Probably with the gun raffle, it won't be worth, it won't take near as many man hours as your fish fry does.
I just have to get department buy-in.
Sure.
Tell them if they want some new equipment, they better buy it. No, I
Well,
mean,
that's-
seriously,
no, I'm-
seriously, Jeff,
I agree. I mean, we've preached that many times. It just takes buy-in.
Just
And
ideally, you don't want to have to buy the guns. You want the hardware store to donate a gun. You want the Edward Jones. You want the different businesses in the area that benefit from the fire department. Your bigger farmers that are close by. You know, a farm goes in there together from a family, and they're going to do a 20 gauge. You know, and that's what pulls your community together because they really have that.
I think I need to come see you and visit.
Okay.
Take your fishing pole.
When I'm around. Yeah. Anyway, just an idea.
Perfect. That's all I have.
Thanks, Jeff.
Your swimming trunks.
Not now.
Utilities.
It's too cold.
Injectors for the utility dump truck. 2,200 aftermarket or 450,000 for OEM parts plus labor.
That's Ethan doing it, but we don't need the fancy ones, just the cheaper ones if you okay it.
this is for the older dump truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you now it won't even hardly if you fill it full it won't hardly even pull itself anymore. It just smokes.
And we don't want to have to pay someone else to dump our stuff.
Yeah.
No.
And like right now, I mean, it'll work right now. But like now, that's why we bought it, you know. Melvin's truck's got the salt bed in it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have a dump truck.
I make a motion, we go with the aftermarket injectors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we'll be paying plus labor too. So that's
Yes.
just for parts. Okay,
Yes.
just so you know.
I knew that. But it's gotta be fixed.
Leak adjust, is that it for the? Yeah,
I
leak,
got
leak adjustments for the month of December.
one
We
of
may
those.
get something else too.
We've had the,
Hey, Andy, will you come over here?
oh yeah.
You're hard to hear on my recordings.
Sorry.
Bossy.
I just need one of these. John's sewer, we've had to flush it again. It's the third time we've had to flush that thing again. Do you want me to camera this thing again and
I mean,
see
third,
what?
third time since we've
Since we,
fixed it.
yeah, yeah. So do we need to get it checked out again and see if something's wrong, or just keep on flushing it? But and every time it's, you know, weekends or after hours. It's never during regular.
Where's this at, Andy?
Shallon bars.
Yeah. We've had you guys camera it like 2 or 3 times, and
I thought it was determined last time that it was John's problem.
that's what Dalton said.
And I can go back in minutes and look, and I thought that's what we decided, and that we wouldn't be doing it anymore.
Dalton said that everything's fine from there to there, you know, from his down. So, and then we replaced that whole section behind there.
We've spent a lot of money down there,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought when they came down last time, they determined that it was his problem.
Yeah, but I mean, even if he is causing it to come out there, it's still on us then. So, what do you do? You
How
can't
often do you have to flush it?
every couple months.
That's just taking the fire department taking the tanker down there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not just that; it's also time and a half for him and Joe or
Yeah.
whoever's doing
Yeah.
it.
If we're having to do it, you know, how much would it cost to camera it again and document?
I don't know TV rates. I know back truck rates.
I don't remember what it was.
Was it 210? Is it 2?
You've done it before.
Yeah.
It shouldn't cost hardly anything now that you know what you're doing.
Hey,
Dang.
I remember talking about this.
Mhm.
I thought we had
Time and
cambered
time
this
again.
before,
We have.
so it should be something on record. Is it not draining from his home to the main sewer line?
He says that it comes out and just plugs in the main.
From his house?
Yeah.
Because isn't there a turn or something?
I seen his when he had it dug up once, and it chokes down to 4 inch and makes a funky like turn, and I think everything just plugs up there
At
and just
4
keeps
inch? Is
keeps.
it 8 into 4 or
Can,
6
can his
into
line be
6.
camera?
Do a
If
lateral.
we can get to it, we can do a lateral launch, yes.
Yeah, maybe we've never done a lateral there.
So like maybe wait a while here since
No,
you just flushed it?
No,
No, you'd want to do it
You
now.
want to do it as soon as possible.
Okay.
we do a flush it right before we do it.
Obviously, it's not engineered right. Just get it engineered right and be done with it.
It's his line, so
You know,
I mean, what do you do?
but, I mean, to finalize it, have the city either take the documentation currently have, or have new documentation with the intent to resolve the issue, and here's what we got, and it's on your side, and he can do whatever he wants at that point, but you gotta stop. I mean, right now, you're saying until Efinity, we're gonna keep flushing this line every 2 months.
Now when his dumps out, does that cause a problem for anybody else?
There's only one other person the guy on the very to the west.
Does he
But-
complain?
No, never has.
You know, it's not, the grade's not right going in, there's a restriction.
Now I do know from Dalton did say from his line up to the manhole there was a small dip there, but that wouldn't have anything to do with his at all. That would be the guy on down, which is never.
Can it be done that we agree that we'll have it cambered, but if it's his problem, I think he needs to know up front that he's gonna pay for this time of cammering and whatever it takes to fix it. If it's his problem, he's gonna have to pay for it. We can't keep doing this.
That's kind of what I wanted to do last time, but we just done it anyway.
Could we get Jason to draft something?
I think he said no.
Well, he's been involved in it.
Yeah,
I don't-
Jason. I remember going round and round, and Jason said that it's not our problem anymore.
Right. Just so he's prepared that if it ever did come to the point of,
And that I
So-
remember something about he would have to, John would have to agree that he would take
Yeah.
on that cost.
That's what it was.
Yes.
And
Probably ought to have that in writing.
But I mean, even if we say, okay, we're not going to mess with it anymore, and it just keeps backing up and backing up, it's going to cause problems
I agree.
on up. So,
But I also have a hard time believing that it plugs up at night or in the weekend. You know what I mean?
well,
He's waiting to call when it does force us into overtime, and that's, to me, that's not right and it's not feasible.
So is it backed up in the line, or is it backed up on his lateral?
he opens his clean out and says that it's back from there to the out into the main.
And you can't go to Hoel's and see what Hoel has? Does he, do we have a clean out on the end of Hoel's?
Who's
Hoel's
the one
goes
on that
far,
way?
The
yeah.
west.
a restroom.
Yeah, back in
We pop that manholes in between there and there.
And they're clean?
It's open, yeah.
I mean, it's on him, yep.
So I think it backs up when it gets down to that 90. That's what's causing it to back up, and then his pressure just keeps slowly shoving all that paper
And you'll
out into
see,
there.
most engineers will not have 90s anymore. They're going to 45 to 22s, and
Yeah.
I mean, we're just did a job down in Richmond, and it was like 14 22s.
And it may not be a 90. It may be 222. I just remember it was a weird way where it dropped in, and you can't go from 6 down to a 4, then back up to a 6.
Nope.
There's your choking point.
Right down where William Street.
So
I
I
thought
think-
we had resolved this, that we weren't gonna be any more expense to this.
good. Well,
But I mean, we're into it with overtime and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting to be ridiculous. And that he
Problem
needs to
is-
be required to fix it.
that's
Problem's his.
but I can't just let it,
I understand.
you know,
I
cause
understand.
problems on.
And,
On it from him.
and to safeguard you, my opinion is something needs to be given to him in writing that states that the town of Farmland has investigated this multiple times and it has been determined that it's not our problem, it's yours.
Well,
And
let's.
that you must, and put it in writing. We can't, he said, he said,
hmm
all that. You know.
Well, let's have. I think we should just have Dalton come camera it, and we'll get the video, we'll get his opinion, and then we'll go from there.
So he can get a lateral and get to it.
Yeah.
Now we're talking what, another $400 or $500?
Probably.
I still say my suggestion is, if we spend that $400 or $500, and it's his problem, he needs to pay the $400 or $500.
Yeah.
And so he needs to be told that ahead of time. It needs to be clearly stated to him. If we cameras this again and it's
Yeah.
a $400 or $500 bill and it's your problem, it's your problem.
Yeah.
Why don't we call a special meeting and have him come in and you guys talk to him?
Okay,
Okay.
that's,
That'd be
sounds
fair.
like a good idea to me.
You need to be transparent about it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good idea.
But we can't just keep,
But I'd definitely try to find the records from previously,
I will.
and then, you know, the antenna's closer.
show him how much we've already spent on this silly thing.
How big can your laterals go?
I
Up
think
in a
you
4-inch
you
with
can
that
do four.
turns
can do 4.
with a funky turn on it?
He'll get to it. If we have to, we can always
It's right there. I mean,
We
it's
put
right
a,
at the
push
main.
camera in to see it too.
Let me ask you this, can the funky curve be removed and have a straight shot into the main?
I didn't. I imagine if you went on back that way, but I think he had like concrete from a swimming pool or something like that. It'd have to be all taken out to get on back that way to.
It's still his problem.
Yeah. If that's right, if I'm remembering right, I don't want to.
I make a motion that we call a special meeting for this purpose and have him come and present it to him.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How soon do you want this? You know, because I have to advertise for it.
Could it be added on to the 16th?
Yes.
Let's just do it then.
That be beforehand or during or after?
16th at 2. Is that what I have it as?
Yeah, one's at 2, isn't it? Do this after.
Won't take very long to open those bids.
What time?
Yeah. We'll do it after.
2:15,
2:30?
2:30.
2.
I would say 2:15 probably because it won't
2:15.
take long to open the
No.
bids.
So will you notify him, Marcy?
I can.
Or you want?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy will and I will get it right in the newspaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all for me.
Thank you.
That was enough.
Yeah. Any more good news?
We need to do the leak adjustments. You guys need to.
Yes.
Okay. Leak adjustments for the month of December.
Quite a list, but having reviewed it, I'll make a motion we accept it as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Claim docket for January 6th, 2026, $74,339.10.
Make a motion we accept it as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The resolutions and ordinances. Resolution 2026-01 allowing.
You need a motion to have to read it by title only.
I make a motion we have
Title.
it read by title only
Second.
on ordinance or resolution 2601.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Resolution 2026-01, a resolution allowing the investment of funds for the town of Farmland, Indiana.
Make a motion we accept it and also make a motion that we suspend
Second.
the rules.
We don't have to spend
Oh, we
it's a
don't.
resolution.
Resolution,
Just
yeah.
once.
So we just need to vote on it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I make a motion that we have resolution number 2026-02, read by title only.
All in favor? Aye. Resolution 2026-02, a resolution allowing the clerk treasurer to pay certain claims without prior approval from the town of Farmland, Indiana.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Number one.
You can just keep them down there until the end.
Okay.
You guys gonna make a motion for 03?
We'll make a motion that we
Second.
have resolution number 2026-03, read by title only.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution number 2026-03, a resolution allowing the clerk treasurer to pay membership and dues start this over. A resolution allowing the clerk treasurer to pay membership and dues in organizations for the town of Farmland, Indiana.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have a motion to suspend the rules for resolution number 2026-04.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 2026-04, a resolution designating a newspaper for legal advertising for the town of Farmland, Indiana.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And there's another one?
The last one is the one that you guys tabled last,
Okay.
that Steve didn't want to pass, but it's gonna pass anyway if you guys don't do anything about it.
Go pass anyway.
It's gonna pass anyway.
Yeah.
So that would be 3 readings if you decide to do that, or you just leave it be.
I haven't changed my mind. I'm just gonna leave it be.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
It isn't gonna change
vote
it.
yes.
The county's gonna adopt it and then go on. I still don't like the idea of it, so.
Which is it?
Pumping the carbon dioxide into the ground over there and storing it at the ethanol plant.
Hey, Cardinal?
Yeah. I think the counties went ahead already. The zoning approved it. I think the commissioners did.
On that site?
Right now, they pay a trucking company to haul it off. And
I think the pad's being built right now.
You sound like you're pretty sure about that.
Yeah, sorry, been passed it.
I think they're doing it. I think the original
Okay.
idea doing it.
Any citizens' comments?
Forever hold your peace.
Chris?
Chris Hammerstein. Basically, I wanted to talk about the rate study. I'm going to go back to the rate study, and it was interesting tonight that we had the engineering firm in and talking about the item work, but you passed that 38% rate hike, and it was all under context of this study, right? Yes.
Well, we passed that we've been losing money.
When you what?
We've been losing money is what the increase was for.
Utilities has been losing money?
The sewage gas.
So,
Okay. As far as the sewage, what's the biggest expense then for sewage?
Probably salaries.
Overwhelmingly. Well,
did you hear what she said, and this is a reality?
this is reality.
That to find people who are licensed and qualified to run these plants is very difficult today.
Okay.
So that's part of our problem of salaries.
Okay.
You have to have people that are licensed and qualified to be able to run those. You just can't
Okay.
put every John citizen out there at the minimum wage.
Well, then answer me this. We now have 3 full-time workers for the utilities. Why? You're laughing. I'm asking.
Well, do you understand what all these men do?
Tell me. School me.
Everything. The maintenance of the town, they help with snow removal, they take care of mowing, they take care of
Patching.
I thought all our mowing was contracted out to people now.
no.
No.
They take care of the maintenance of the water mains. Those guys have been out there this summer in 100-degree weather, out there trying to repair our aging infrastructure of the water mains, the sewers, besides the plant, the water plant, the sewage treatment
Water
plant,
lines.
huh?
Water lines.
Water lines, everything.
What kind of
These-
maintenance is
these
involved
men-
in the sewage
Pardon?
plant?
These men, trust me, they're out there and they earn their 40 hours a week. Let me tell you something.
Well, hand in hand with what you just said, the salaries of our 2 laborers are fully paid by the utilities. 100%.
They're utility
Why are they
workers.
out there mowing? Why are they out there shoveling? You've pushed off their entire salary unfairly to the utilities.
So where are you going to pay them from?
This
they're
town
necess-
has a general
they're necess-
fund. That's where they should be paid from.
That general fund is also for the expenses of this town.
Correct. And part of the expenses of the town are paying people to do the work that needs to be done in the town.
Well, when we had
You
a
don't
part-time,
push off all of the labor onto our utilities, which is paid for by the users. That is not right.
I don't understand your thought there.
the
because-
biggest part of our utility guys, they do probably 95% utility stuff. The mowing and the plowing is not them. The plowing is mostly Melvin and Joe, who are 10% out of MVH, 90% out of general. Those guys are 50-50, 50 water, 50 sewage.
You're correct.
I am part, because it's my office, and I'm paid part of sewage, water, and general. Tracy's paid out of sewage, water, and general.
Well, and
They
she
are
should be,
all-
yeah.
Yeah, and they are also.
Is that really fair? 2/3 of their pay is from the utilities?
I don't know what I don't know what the percentage is, but they make decisions about the water, the sewage,
Correct.
in general. So
But
that's why
overwhelmingly, they're here for the town, not for the utilities.
but the town is the utilities.
Well, they get the
So,
money.
The utilities part of
so
the town.
if you pay
Yes.
them out of utility or pay them out of the general fund, you're still paying them out of
You're
the
missing
tax-
the whole point, aren't you?
taxpayers. How am I? You're paying.
Because
the
one comes
taxpayers
out of tax
Would you listen
money,
to me for a moment?
the other one comes out of ratepayers. That's the key.
It's the same people. It's coming out of the same pockets.
Oh,
Show me how that's any different. Whether I pay it through my water bill or I pay it through my taxes.
do you listen?
I did.
Every meeting here, the complaining about lack of funds, money to do anything. Just last month, Andy brought up and talked about one of the water pipes that broke behind the car wash. If the funds were allocated correctly, the utility would have money to repair that, which they should.
Did we say there wasn't money to repair it?
No,
No, we did
You
not.
you had to, and Marcy had to go through, and she said
You're
she was
talking
going
about
to
water
move
now.
money around.
Well, number one, we were coming up to the end of the year. She can't spend 2026's money in 2025. So that is an emergency case down there where we're looking at a water main that's going to affect 25, 30 homes.
Yeah.
Okay? And
The water rate didn't increase.
I didn't say it did.
Well, we're talking about water now. You started out talking about the sewage rate.
Yeah,
Okay. Water rate did increase any.
but that still comes out of the utilities.
That's separate.
That is not separate.
Is
The
that
water
separate?
and the sewage comes out of the city utilities.
but they're two different funds.
Yes.
And the water's doing fine.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that, but so just concisely, and we have somebody here that did this in the past, but how did we go? What has changed from our utility service being really and truly a fraction of a couple of people into 3 full-time workers? What has changed? Andy?
I have no clue where you're getting at. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, all the requirements have changed. I mean, there's a lot more requirements being put on that he has to do.
Okay. As in, I mean, they've always had
Testing.
to do testing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's getting more and more. Like I was talking to Jill before the meeting about some new things that's required. In July, she said that we have to do asset management reporting for our utilities, but we start with water this year, and it's just brand new. And I just seen an email about it today. I didn't know anything about it, but that's more reporting that has to be done
Right.
on the assets of just water first, and then next year in July we will be reporting on our sewage, and then in 4 years we have to have it where it's just, you know, every single penny, like it's going to go down to every water meter, every fitting, everything that it's going to go down to. To me,
Yeah.
it's more of an inventory
The
thing than
capital,
an
yeah.
asset, but that's something we've never had to do before. So I mean, the laws and the things that we have to keep, that they're requiring us to do, is more and more each year. and it's
Paperwork just.
it is overwhelming sometimes. I mean, I sit in there and just ready to pull my hair out sometimes with all the paperwork that I have to do and all the stuff that I have to keep.
Yeah.
And I mean, his is just as bad. I mean, there's sometimes I don't even see him because of all the things that he has to do. I don't know if that answers what you're asking.
No.
What are you asking us to do, or what are you wanting?
And part of the 3 people thing, you know, that's why we hired Alex. To keep going, and he's, when I retire, we've got to train him. He's got to go to the classes to get the license. So
Sure.
if I just leave, you're not going to find anybody. I mean, you're not. It's
So Ben won't be working in the utilities?
No. He'll keep doing his maintenance and stuff like that, but as for getting the license and stuff, he's not interested in that.
What kind of maintenance then is that?
On all the equipment and everything we've got.
Plus now this building's gotta be maintained too, right?
We just got another building out there.
And a new building out there. So you picked up 2 new assets in the last year for maintenance.
You've got leaks, you've got meters that needs replaced all the time, you've got, it's nonstop.
Always something.
I mean, it's constantly,
I guess-
we're sending them out to check people's meters, you know, for leaks. People will call in and say, I think I have a leak, my bill's higher than normal. They drop everything and they go do it. I mean, that's their job.
But that's not a daily occurrence.
It is a
It
daily
is a daily
occurrence.
thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Chris, as far as main breaks, I can't tell you, you have to have so many people on a main break to do
Yeah.
legally. I mean, you have to, the guy in the hoe cannot count. So whoever's in the hole, you have to have one on top. And then you have to have somebody run. If someone's in the hole, that top watch person cannot leave.
Yeah, that's
So,
OSHA.
that's OSHA
But
violation. I mean,
but at the same time, I think you're highly involved now, but
Imagine how
the
great-
water line breaks that I've seen for several years now, I haven't seen our guys working on. It's been your guys.
well, we appreciate that.
And that's a lot of it because, you know, 2 or 3 guys can't do it. You know, OSHA don't allow, we don't have the equipment. You know, we don't have the big pumps like they've got that can keep the water out of the holes. We don't have, the town doesn't have all that. I mean, imagine if we hired everything out, you know, everything. It wouldn't even be a town.
What would you propose?
What would I propose?
Yeah, if you were king for a day, what would you propose to solve it? Stop at 32%.
Well, as I said, the salaries of the employees are not being properly divided. It's all being pushed onto the utilities, and that is not right.
Okay, so your concern is their salaries and how it's being paid for. Period.
My concern is we just had a 38% rate hike that was justified by these numbers.
Okay, so how would you propose it? Would you rather see everybody pay more real estate tax, property tax?
I'll repeat. it needs to properly come out of the general fund for the guys that are doing work for the town.
And a lot of it is. I mean, that's the process now.
What's the process?
Well, she just.
Well,
went over
Melvin and Joe, but the utility guys are working for the utilities. That's their job.
Yeah.
They're working
Not 100% of the time.
98%, but I mean, really, you want it to go down to just that 2%? I would have to.
It's more than 2%. You know that.
No, I don't know that.
Okay.
I just don't think you're aware of all the things that they do. That their job is utility stuff.
When was the last time we had a hike increase for rates?
We just had the sewage.
Before that.
I mean, before
Prior
that.
to that.
2005
Oh shit.
for the sewage.
I mean,
Not bad 20 years ago.
Yeah, the sewage hasn't been raised for maybe no, it was 2016, I think. No, I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I mean, I know that
It's been raised.
It-
yeah.
they
It hasn't
try to
been
push
raised
you to
since I've
go
been
every
here.
so many years so you don't have that large.
You've
of
been here
increase.
how long?
Exactly. I've been here
We do
since
that with water, but that ain't
2016.
done
Yeah.
with the sewer.
So it was before my time for sewage. Now we have an ordinance for water to be raised every year, but we froze that this year because of the sewage rate. But the sewage hadn't been raised in years. And you got the cost of all the chemicals and everything else going into it. And just wasn't, we went into the red.
Would have less impact on people if it was raised every year.
I think so.
So that ain't the shock effect of
Yes.
32 or 38%.
Yes.
That's what they push for, and that's what I mean. All the conferences, that's what they all tell you, try to do.
And you know, that we're doing it right with the water, but the sewage wasn't set up that way.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm forward looking.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be smart to do that.
And I'm just,
But then we'd have to still have a rate study done to make sure that we're not raising it too much, because you can't be profitable in those areas either.
yeah, you can't ever make a profit.
Right.
But in your case, you've been losing money
For years.
for years.
And the last time that they did the rate study, they said, and we paid off the 2005 bond, they had said that we need to keep an eye on our sewage, that it's going down each year. And then when it came to the red, I was like, oh my, because I didn't really pay too much attention to it, to be honest, because it was always there. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, it's way down, way too low.
And depending on how their studies finalize, it might be a huge shell shock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because eventually government agencies are gonna force us to go in a direction where we're gonna have to spend a lot of money.
Yep.
Our rates aren't, they're right along with everybody else's. I mean, they're not anything any crazier than anybody's at all.
What Jason said, MoDOT and LaSalle, $100.
Yep.
Their sewage every month. $100.
Where I was just covering water, waste,
Yeah.
stormwater, and trash.
Not my sewer, where I'm at, is just $100, nothing else.
MoDOC's already had their sewage treatment upgraded.
MoDOT and LaSalle went together.
Yeah.
Let me just say this, and I think I'm speaking for the board, that we sat here and we tried to be as frugal as we can with everyone's money. Every citizen in the town of Farmland, we try to be as frugal as we possibly can. We have an aging infrastructure system here and you heard what we deal with. The state of Indiana has got us under the thumb with our sewage treatment plant. And we're trying our best, but I just want you to know, we try to be as frugal with your money, and we contemplated that. We knew that was a big increase. We pay it also, but we're trying our best. And I hope you understand, we're trying to do the best we can with what we have. And coming next year, we don't know what we're going to have because of Senate Bill 1. You know, we don't know. But we're trying our best to do what we can as economically possible, you know.
And we do as much ourselves as we can do ourselves.
Yes.
And the good, you know, with farmland, I've got both sets of license. You know, you could be paying 2 operators, but you're paying 1. That's saving a bunch of money. You got Ben that can fix everything, that saves from getting, you know, a lot of stuff worked on. And we've got Alex in there that's going to take my place. So it just makes sense exactly how we're moving along.
When you retire, will they go to 2?
Mm-mm. Alex has taken both license. I mean,
Yeah.
he's doing both.
He's got his waste.
Are you saying
Instead
people?
of 3 people right now, will 2 people be doing it?
I don't know the answer to that question.
I don't see how.
You're gonna work, what, another 20?
20 months.
You got a few years yet.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Well, that's all I have.
Look what they're doing. They're paying $3,500 a month just for some guy to run their plant. Plus they got 2 operators. Plus they got 2 other workers. Plus to pay me to do their water. How stupid is that?
I make the motion we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can you imagine from
Here you
the
go, real
time
quick. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
I hope it's a good
how
one.
everything's increased.
I know.
Everything, even the
A
food
piece
you
of
eat,
pipe nowadays is that little pipe.
even the